The drama surrounding the Cleveland Browns has reached a point where celebration and frustration now sit side by side, creating a storm that is sweeping through the fanbase, the media, and even inside the walls of the organization. They finally won a football game, but instead of basking in that victory, one of the most respected voices in Cleveland sports is sounding alarms so loudly that nobody in Northeast Ohio can ignore them. Tony Rizzo, the longtime radio host who has lived through every era of Browns chaos, dysfunction, and heartbreak, isn't just criticizing or nitpicking. He's furious. And his frustration echoes the one question fans have been asking all season long. Why wasn't Shadur Sanders starting from week 1? Because what unfolded in Shadur's very first NFL start didn't just change the energy on the field. It changed the identity of the entire team. Suddenly the offense looked alive, the sideline looked energized, the playmakers looked confident, and most importantly, the defense finally had room to breathe. They didn't have to play perfect football for 60 straight minutes just to survive. They didn't have to watch their dominance be undone by an offense that struggled to score more than a handful of points. With Shadur under center, everything felt different, everything looked different, and everything produced results that the Browns have been desperate for all season long. It wasn't just a win. It was a release. A release of tension, wasted potential, and weeks of frustration as the defense carried the team while the offense stumbled repeatedly. And when Cleveland's defense, one of the best units in the league, finally got the support it deserved, it unleashed its full fury. 10 sacks. 10. That's not luck. That's not a coincidence. That is what happens when a historically dominant defense finally gets to play aggressive football because the offense is doing its job. For the first time all season, the Browns weren't dragging their defense along. They were lifting them up and giving them the freedom to dominate the game the way an elite unit should. But while the fans were celebrating and the players were feeding off the momentum, Tony Rizzo was shaking his head at the obvious truth staring everyone in the face. This could have been happening all season. These wins could have stacked up weeks ago. The defensive performances that were wasted game after game could have meant something if the offense had even a spark of competence. That's why the anger is boiling over the surface right now. It's not about the single win. It's about the wins that were lost, the opportunities wasted. The games Cleveland should have had under control if only the coaching staff had made the right decision earlier. Rizzo laid out the reality as bluntly as anyone could. This defense has been championship caliber all season long. Myles Garrett is having the best year of his career, the kind of season that cements your legacy as a defensive legend. The secondary has been sharp. The run defense has held strong. Every piece of the defensive puzzle has clicked. But none of it mattered because the offense couldn't match their intensity. It couldn't score. It couldn't hold leads. It couldn't sustain drives long enough to give the defense a chance. And yet, the moment Shadur Sanders took the field, all of that flipped. Suddenly the Browns had a quarterback who wasn't afraid to throw deep, wasn't afraid to roll out under pressure, wasn't afraid to make big plays. That 52-yard throw to Isaiah Bond wasn't just impressive, it was the jolt of electricity this team desperately needed. Pete Carroll, a Super Bowl-winning head coach, said it set the tone for the entire game, and he was right. That throw was everything the Browns have been missing. Confidence, aggression, precision, and belief. It showed the offense that they could take risks. It showed the defense that their effort wouldn't go to waste. It showed the fans that the season wasn't dead. And the timing of it all makes the frustration even sharper. Shadur didn't get weeks of preparation with the starters. He didn't get a full off-season built around him. He didn't get the kind of investment most rookie quarterbacks receive. He got thrown into the fire with limited reps, behind an inconsistent offensive line, and still looked more composed and capable than any quarterback Cleveland has started all year. That alone is proof of what has been simmering beneath the surface. The Browns had their answer on the roster the entire time. And Kevin Stefanski ignored it. That's the heart of Tony Rizzo's rage. That's what fans are feeling deep in their bones. This wasn't a slow discovery. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't patience paying off. This was stubbornness costing the Browns half a season. With Shadur playing this way from week 1, the Browns could easily be in playoff contention instead of staring down a record that reflects mismanagement rather than talent. And then, to make matters worse, reports surfaced that Cleveland still plans to draft another quarterback in 2026. That kind of thinking, especially after watching Shadur elevate the entire team instantly, is what has kept this franchise trapped in quarterback purgatory for decades. Instead of building around the talent they finally have, the organization keeps chasing the next shiny thing, the next savior, the next hypothetical future. Meanwhile, the present is sitting right in front of them, making NFL throws, commanding the offense, and earning the respect of the locker room. The fanbase can feel the difference. There is energy again. There is anticipation. There is hope. That stadium on Sunday is going to be louder than it has been all year because nobody wants to miss what comes next. Shedur's first home start is already generating ticket requests, jersey sales, and a genuine belief that Cleveland football might finally turn the corner. But belief isn't enough. Shadur now faces one of the biggest tests of his career when he matches up against San Francisco. The 49ers defense is no joke. It will challenge every part of his game. This is where rookies often get exposed, where teams learn what they truly have in their young quarterbacks. If Shadur steps onto that field and shows growth, poise, and the same fire he displayed in his debut, then the pressure on Kevin Stefanski will hit a level he has never faced before. Because if Shadur continues to play at this level, the question won't just be why he wasn't starting sooner. The question will become whether this coaching staff is capable of building around him at all. Cleveland cannot afford another wasted opportunity. They cannot let another talented quarterback slip through their fingers. The defense is too good. The window is too small. The fans have waited too long. And Shadur Sanders has shown too much potential to be treated like a placeholder for a quarterback who doesn't even exist yet. So now the spotlight shifts to the people in charge. Can Kevin Stefanski adapt? Can he commit? Can he stop hedging and start building around the quarterback who just changed everything? Or will the Browns fall back into old habits, repeating the same mistakes that have haunted them for over 20 years? What do you think? Is Shadur Sanders the Browns' future? Did Kevin Stefanski cost this team wins by waiting too long? And can Cleveland finally break the cycle and build something real around this young quarterback? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button if you're fired up about this new era of Browns football, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dive breakdowns just like this one.